Say we're back. Right now we want to talk about putting baby to sleep in the crib. Now, a lot of times I've heard from some parents and some friends and family and everybody, oh my gosh, my baby doesn't want to sleep in the crib, or it's so difficult. And it will be. I mean, babies are little tiny little beings, and they cry if they're hungry. They cry if they're dirty. They cry if they're uncomfortable. It's the way they communicate to us, and it can get very, very frustrating as a parent, as a new parent, a single parent, I don't know. It's just part of it. It's part of the deal. So babies are going to cry. They're going to be upset. So our crib, again, my girls are 4 years old and 2 years old, so we don't have a crib in the house anymore. And I'm using the girls' little play crib here for their little baby dolls. And then what we're going to do is talk about putting our baby to bed in the crib. Now, what we did with Alicia and Evangeline is, again, you hear about it. There's a routine. There's being consistent with that routine. And it is so important. So what we came to find out with the girls is at night, after we ate dinner, right? We would get the little finger toothbrush and we'd rub their gums with the finger toothbrush. And then we would make sure that they had their milk or something if they were done with their dinner and they needed a little bit of milk, warm milk at night. And at that point, hugs and kisses from mommy and daddy. And then after the hugs and kisses were done, then it was in the crib and going to bed time. And at that point, they went to bed. So it was a routine. It just depended on the routine. Sometimes, if it was a bath and then it was lotion and cream and then a bottle and then brushing the teeth. But usually that activity of brushing the teeth meant it was bedtime. So that for us was the trigger for my girls. So they knew when they got that little finger brush in their little gums and we were massaging the gums with the finger brush. After that, mommy and daddy gave kisses and then they went to the crib and we would just lay them in the bed and it was bedtime. Now, something interesting that we found out is following this routine and doing this with the girls and having them do their routine, have that toothbrush where you get the finger and you rub the gums and then you go and you put them in the bed. We did not leave a milk bottle in the bed with them. They did not get that. They would drink their bottle, they would finish their bottle, and then we would put them in the bed for sleep. So it wasn't food time for the bed, it was sleep time. So no bottles in the crib for us. And again, every parent's different. And just to say as well, we were a non-pacifier family as well. We didn't feel that there was a need for that again. Pacifiers keep the baby's mouth busy. But again, if the baby's hungry, feed the baby. If the baby's dirty, change the baby. And a lot of times at that point, the noise would stop, except for a couple of occasions when our girls would have a little bit of a tummy ache. Bless you. Evangeline had a sneeze. The girls would have a tummy ache and they need a little medicine to settle their stomach. But food, bottle, change diaper, bath, everything. The toothbrush was the trigger. So I would be holding them or daddy would be holding them and it was almost bedtime. We would take the toothbrush and we would brush their teeth. So again, we're holding our babies really close and we're loving on them. And once their teeth were brushed, we said, okay, now daddy has to give babies kisses. Hey, everybody, it's baby's bedtime. So kiss the baby. Say good night.
Good night.
Say good night, baby.
Good night.
Say I love you. Say I'll see you in the morning. Say night-night time. And then baby goes to bed. And then mommy and daddy tuck baby in. And again, based on safety guidelines, right? No blankets, no pillows for your baby in your crib, just the fitted bed sheet. And we did do that. We didn't put anything, no toys or anything in the crib. And then I would just leave the baby there and Alicia and Evangeline would be in their crib. And then I would leave and shut the door. Now, again, just for my own purposes, I would always leave a little nightlight in the room. So if I needed to sneak in to grab something or sneak in and put something in by the dresser or grab the hamper of dirty clothes in the corner, I could do that without tripping over on 2 feet or bumping the corner edge of the crib, whatever it may be. I don't like to navigate the dark. But they would go to sleep. And sometimes what I noticed with the baby monitor is, again, if the baby's moving and Alicia and Evangeline were rolling over or crawling, they would roll over, they would look around. They would sometimes sit up in their crib and look around. And they would be okay, though, because it was bedtime. And they would just look. And they would look. And next thing you know, flip, they flop over and pass out of sleep. And then baby would be asleep. And then baby would wake up. And baby would start crying and saying baby wants another bottle and baby is hungry and baby wants food or something, right, girls? And then mommy and daddy have to feed the babies. So again, based on your newborn's needs and the size of their stomach, yes, baby may cry and yell 2, 3 times, 4, 5 times of the night because they're hungry and they got a little stomach and they're trying to build it up. But again, the routine is not, you're going to bed right now, newborn, stay in bed for 8 hours. Newborns, I have not known one family that had a newborn at home that slept straight 8 hours, the first few months. It's part of the deal. Babies are going to cry. They're going to get hungry. They're going to have tummy aches sometimes. They're going to be dirty and need a diaper change. But the idea is setting the routine at the start with your baby. Right, Alicia? Right, Evangeline?
Yes.
So at the very beginning, if you can, mommies and daddies, decide what routine works for you and your family. Decide what routine will work for your schedule. So again, our trigger was the simple trigger of putting on that little slide-on baby infant toothbrush. And we would massage their gums, holding them after their last bottle of the night. And then we would do kisses goodnight. Kisses goodnight. Mwah. Say goodnight, baby.
Good night, baby.
Say we love you.
We love you.
Say we'll see you in the morning.
See you in the morning.
Now it's bedtime.
It's bedtime.
And baby goes where?
In the crib.
In the crib. Yay. And baby goes to bed and mommy and daddy leaves the room. You shut the door. And again, what we noticed, I'm just going to say this again, based on your baby's mobility and everything, sometimes my girls would sit up and they'd look around, or they'd roll over, or they'd crawl over to the side of the crib. Sometimes if they were standing and holding themselves up, they'd stand up and just fish back and forth in the crib, back and forth over here. And next thing you know, shh, shh, because they knew it was bedtime. So I'm okay with that too. I don't think you're laying your baby down, now go to bed, there's no motion, there's no nothing. I mean, obviously, if they want to sit up, they want to look around, they're going to have that. Now, as my girls got older and they were starting to sleep all night long, and they were not waking up 4 or 5 times at night for food, then what we started doing, Evangeline's reading her baby a story. Evangeline, you reading your baby a story? Oh, that's so good.
Me too.
You're going to read your baby a story? We've got lots of baby toys here, of course, because we're talking about our babies right now. But anyway, as our daughters got older and they started drinking water and drinking from sippy cups, what we started doing with them in the crib is we started doing bedtime. And again, toothbrush time. You brush those teeth. And then you give your kisses and it's bedtime. So that's still our routine even today. Once it's bedtime, we brush our teeth, we do our kisses, we do our hugs, and we say good night. Now, of course, again, our girls are not in cribs. Alicia is actually in a twin-size bed now.
Yay.
And Evangeline is in her toddler bed. And we ended up transitioning our girls to a toddler bed when they were 2 years old. And then Alicia ended up getting transitioned into a twin-size bed when she turned 4. Alicia, were you 4 years old, I think, when we put you in the twin-size bed? I think that's right. So I think that's what we did. But again, anyway, going back, I'm sorry, I'm going all over the place. But when our girls started getting a bit older and they started eating some baby food and drinking water and everything, we actually ended up getting them a sippy cup. And not this one, moms and dads. I know this is a toy sippy cup. It looks like orange juice in there, carrot juice or something. That's not what we gave them. We gave them a sippy cup of water. We would actually put the sippy cup in the corner of the crib when they went to bed for bedtime. And this was when they were a bit older, not newborns. This was later.
And the baby did up and take a while and then back to bed.
That's right. So when Alicia would wake up or Evangeline would wake up and they say, oh my God, I'm so thirsty, I want some water. They would take their sippy cup, drink their water, put it back down and go back to sleep. And it was amazing because again, what we found with them was who doesn't wake up sometimes at night and want to grab their bottle of water or grab their thermos or whatever you may have. Well, the babies and the toddlers and your little children are no different. They may get a little dry mouth at night. And does mommy and daddy really want to be woken up because little one needs a cup of water? I don't. If that's something I can provide in a sippy cup, nice and safe in the corner. And again, at that point, our girls were already eating baby food. They were crawling really well. They were standing up and everything. And the sippy cup of water really wasn't posing any risk to our children in the crib at that time. And that's what they would have. And even today, Alicia, what do you take to bed with you at night?
My baby.
Well, you take your baby, but what about your water? Do you take water to bed?
Yeah.
Does Evangeline take some water to bed?
Yeah.
What is it? Water and?
Water and ice.
And ice. Yes, they love their water and ice in their cups. So even today, routine, we brush our teeth, we say goodnight. They get their ice water in their little non-spill cups. and they take it to their beds with them. And Alicia has a little ledge on her twin bed where she puts her cup, and Evangeline is in the toddler bed and she just puts it at the top corner of her pillow. So again, mommies and daddies, something else I'll want to mention here. Try not to use the crib as a source of, I'll say, discipline even. Like if your child is getting older and they're getting to something they shouldn't, or they're making a mess and breaking something, or if they're not listening to you, in my opinion, the crib is the last place you really want to put them for timeout. You don't want to make the crib a place of punishment or of stress for the baby. This is sleep time. This is bedtime. This is not, you've done something wrong, now you're in timeout time. No. If you can get a play yard, or you find some other means of like a jumper or a bouncy toy or something you can put them in, if you're needing to contain them while you clean up the mess or you address the issue, great. But try and keep crib as a safe place of sleep. This is not a stressful place for you and the baby. Baby needs to know when you're in this crib, it's because it's bedtime, it's nap time in the afternoon, whatever it may be. And that's the only purpose of this space. So then they're not upset to go to their crib. They're not crying because you put them in their crib, right? It's a sleepy time. It's a safe time. Mommy and daddy are telling me it's time to go to bed. It's time to take a nap, and that's okay. And then when it's time to wake up, mommy and daddy come and get the baby up. And then it's time to go play, and it's time to have fun together, right?
Yes, you do that. Yes, you on the bottom, and the baby will burp.